Welcome Sagittarius to your love and passion reading for 2019. So to take you through the year, we have the Empress in January, in February the Nine of Wands, in March two cards fell out of the pack together. The way I sort them is I shuffle the cards and wait to see what pings out, and like I say, these two cards came out together. So that's the Queen of Cups and the Tower. And then April, we have the Knight or Knave of Chalices or Cups. May, the Knight of Swords. June, the Moon. July, the Two of Wands. August, the Eight of Swords. September, Justice. October, the King of Chalices or Cups. November, the Page of Pentacles. And December, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so let's start the year with the Empress. This is a beautiful, abundant card. It's a card of good fortune, fertility, sexuality, creativity. You're able to share your feelings and give and receive love. And normally, as well, this is a card that indicates that sexual relationships are good. Coming into February with the Nine of Wands, you may just find yourself having a few tricky moments, but I will come back to that in a minute, because I want to bring you to March, which has got the beautiful Queen of Cups along with the Tower. And the Queen, this Queen, is all about deep feelings, nurturing, sensitivity, otherworldliness. She's an intensely emotional, passionate and loyal woman. So you might be in this energy at the moment, Saggies, particularly because it's alongside pretty much the Empress too. And then the Empress with the Tower and the Queen of Cups. This, I think, is indicating that a major transformation is likely to happen, perhaps in March, but in this first quarter of the year at some point. And, you know, it's a big change with the Tower, and it may need you or lead you to adopt a rather defensive stance here. As you can see, this person is on firm, solid ground. He's got a bandage around his head, so it sort of indicates that he's been hurt in the past and is feeling now he needs to adopt a rather defensive stance. But really, with the Tower, I say you need to let it go. This is a 9, so, you know, you are on firm ground and you're nearly there. The Tower is, you know, the falling away of old ways of life, old structures that no longer serve you. And you can't really see it so much in this card, but in other decks, see these flames coming out of the Tower as the Tower is cracking and falling apart. In other decks, actually, it shows a huge amount of light exploding out of the Tower. And it's indicating that this is leading you to a better way of life. And you have to let old ways that no longer serve you fall away, or it becomes quite difficult at times. So try and just let it happen, have courage, and when it falls, it will be a little bit easier to go with the flow. And then in April, you know, don't let doubts slink in here, Saggies. This Knight of Cups might be your new love or lover. I'm not quite sure at the moment. Either way, whoever you're dealing with here, looks like you're going to be dealing with a little bit of jealousy and maybe a little bit of difficulty, something a bit tricky to deal with again. And especially as here in May, it's next door to the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords represents change. And this person is charging in, and the Knight of Swords tends to be an impatient, overbearing, dominant, and maybe aggressive man. But whoever he is, with the Knight of Cups, because they're both knights, this is going to be a time with lots and lots of changes. It's probably related to what's happening here with the Tower as well. And actually, I feel this might be something to do with your old love or your old lover. You may be required to just protect yourself a little bit there, because coming through the rest of the year you've got some beautiful, good, positive cards. So yeah, maybe just a little bit to handle in spring, April and May there. But don't forget to trust your intuition, because we've got the lovely moon. And this may indicate that there is still some stuff going on under the surface that you have no knowledge about at the moment, Sagittarius. So, you know, trust your instincts, look within, go within, keep going. This first half of the year perhaps hasn't been that easy. It might be understatement of the year, but keep going, just trust yourself, and maybe do some meditation. You can do that lying down or sitting down somewhere quiet where you know you won't be disturbed, and just sit quietly and observe your breath for a minute or two. And if any thoughts come into your mind, I tend to just sit them on a cloud and let them float off away again. And with a bit of practice, meditation becomes easier. You have less thoughts coming in all the time. But it does take a little bit of practice, and it may well be worthwhile you trying that. But I think, you know, like I was saying earlier, looking further into the year, we're getting much more positive, and I think you'll be okay. Into July, there's 2 of Wands in this deck, which, by the way, these cards are the deck called the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And in the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the 2 of Wands is about nearness, sharing every bite of food to unite with another person without losing yourself. In August, again, might be a bit tricky, and it's sitting next to this tricky card as the 9 of Wands as well. So you may be trapped by your own limitations here. Face your fears, have courage, go within, seek your truth, and just find out what is stopping you moving forward with ease. But I think this will pass, because in September you have the lovely Justice card. So this indicates that you will receive a fair outcome. And as you see, this person is holding scales. So just perhaps weigh up factors in order to make a reasonable and thoughtful decision. Keep going within, keep trusting yourself. And allow these energies to be, you know, less of an issue for you. And then October brings the beautiful King of Cups or Chalices. And I think that this person is your new love, and they will make you feel so much better, I think. The King of Cups traditionally is a very kind, caring, dignified, well respected, trustworthy, empathic man. In this deck, it indicates a transparent and harmonious relationship must be fueled by surprises, awe, and constant bantering. So here, what I would suggest, Saggies, is that you keep things spicy. And then in November, you might be offered something. in your material world, because this is a Pentacles card, I do feel it's related to one of these men, because it's next door. Either someone that's sort of leaving your life, your old love or lover perhaps, or something to do with this new love. Maybe they come with some wealth, for instance, offering you something in the material world. Normally pages trigger a chain reaction or a chain of events. So again, this might be going on behind the scenes, so you may be a little bit unaware of it. And I think, though, this will lead you to feeling like you're back in the energy of the Queen again, as you were in the first quarter of the year there. So, you've been through the hard times, you've known sorrow, and now you can be strong, self-sufficient, ambitious, looking ahead into 2020 with your King of Cups. You've had a bit of a hard time getting there, but by the end of the year I think you'll be feeling so much better, in a new beautiful life that I think is very well deserved. Looking at the rest of the year, it won't have been easy to get here. Do check out your moon and rising signs as well, if you want a more comprehensive idea of the year ahead. Thank you, Sagittarius, so much for watching. Until next time.